Alright, we're prepping to start our rooftop deck up here. It's not going to be a big one, it's going to be very simple. I probably won't show how I do most of this, therefore the critics out there don't say, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. I do things the simplest, safest, most secure way possible, and that's how this will be done. There's absolutely no way it'll rip off. I've been in home construction for years, so I got a plan. I'll just show y'all steps as it goes along. It's going to be for our hot water solar gravity feed system. It's not going to be a hangout or nothing like that. But I got the wood down there in the truck, and we're about to get to work. So let's get this thing going. Alright folks, there you go. Here's our rooftop deck. This week sometime we'll be adding our gravity feed hot water. It'll all be solar hot water. And that's what this little deck is for. Turned out pretty nice. Definitely makes it a lot easier to walk around the room. That's our little skylight from the outside. Got a couple sun blockers in there. Got our solar panel up front. That's gonna work out all right. That is $95. And I really hated spending money, but I was out of lumber, so I had to go buy some. I would have showed y'all everything, but thanks to these Cheetos eating potato logs that sit on the couch all day wanting to be critics, yet they don't ever do anything with their spare time, have no motivation except watch other people's videos and critique them. I would have showed y'all more details, but when it comes to safety issues, I figure this way it'll just keep their mouths shut. And all you guys that do appreciate a job well done, and done simply but safe, this is for you guys. Alright, everything that was needed to do this job was hurricane clips, 1 5/8 screws, 2-inch screws, 1-inch self-tapping bolts, 2-inch self-tapping bolts, the drill, and this stuff right here. I didn't know about this stuff a couple years ago, so I tried it out, and I'll tell you what, I became a fan. It sticks to almost anything, remains waterproof, and man does it not want to come apart. But it is just soft enough that if I ever need to remove the decking boards or the two-by-fours from the roof, I can take a piece of mechanics wire and cut through it, but it is not easy. But at least you can use it, remove it, and get great adhesion and great waterproofing. But let's go up top and I'll show you the finished product. As you can see, we made this roof rack super low profile, so that way we wouldn't get much wind drag or anything like that. And I'm fixing to trim out the front and the back, make it look nicer. So we'll go up top now. Alright, this is the finished deck minus the trim on the front and back. There's our skylight in the middle. I'm going to trim that out with some nice wood. Not quite sure what yet, but get that all dressed up. But like I say, it wasn't going to be huge. It's not really for hanging out. It's just to hold our solar hot water system, maybe a little bit extra storage up top. It's just 4 feet by 10 feet, and it's really attached well. Below every set of bolts that went into the ribs were also silicone to keep them waterproof and provide extra adhesion. Hurricane clips glued and screwed down also. So this whole thing is basically screwed to the roof and bolted to the roof to keep it waterproof and to keep it super secure. So let's get started with these trim boards. And today what we're going to do is start working on the water heater, hopefully get it finished, and we'll show you how that goes. Up front's our first solar panel. We're going to put one on each side of it eventually, as soon as we got the budget to go for it. So let's get started. Alright, we got the trim board in, deck's in close. So now we're going to start on the plumbing. And like most plumbing projects, I'm probably missing some parts. May have to go back 2-3 times. It is always that way with plumbing, at least in my luck. Anyway, let's get started on the plumbing, see how it goes. Okay, this is the basic layout. It's going to be 8 feet long, 3 feet wide, and that'll give me room in the middle. So if I want to put extra radiators with black funny hose, I can put them down the middle also. So this is the beginning. We're going to try this out, see if our water gets as hot as it does on our shower. And if it doesn't get hot enough, I'm going to put the funny hose in to act as a radiator, and that'll do a heat exchange, so therefore heating the water faster. When you have heat exchange, all water becomes the same temperature. But by having the ends like this also, it'll help stop the chances of water hammer from putting on the brakes, taking off, going uphill, going downhill, things like that. But also, if you're completely full or completely empty while traveling, it'll stop water hammer also. And those of you who don't know what water hammer is, it's when your water sloshes all at one time, and it can create tremendous force and actually bust this thing apart. So that's what we're trying to prevent. So by having the square shape, it can actually let the water flow and slow down rather than rush into one end or the other. So let's start getting this thing glued together. We'll get it black. This is just the dry run, and we'll put it up top, see how it fits. Alright, we got it all assembled. It's all glued together, starting to get the black paint on. As soon as this end dries, I can get that other end, flip it over, and get it all. This back clean out can be manual fill up, or fill it up with a hose. I'm trying to cover all bases in case I got to fill it up with buckets occasionally. And this other end will be reduced down to 1 inch, and it'll have on and off valves, and it'll tee off and go down both sides of the bus. So therefore we got hot water that can feed inside the bus to the kitchen sink or to the outdoor shower. But it's coming along pretty nice. I think it's going to heat up well, especially at the temperature that black paint's already getting to be. And I use schedule 40, so it has less of a chance of breaking during the winter. But also, if I don't have it completely full on super cold nights, that water can expand if it just happens to freeze. But we normally don't get into that kind of climate too often. But if it does, I'll just drain it down. That way I don't have to worry about any busting or anything like that. But let's get this thing finished painted. We'll get it rooftop. Alright, as you can see, we got the water heater up here. It's all strapped down with 3-inch galvanized U-clamps. Shouldn't go anywhere. I'm going to put a couple more on. I got to get back to the store to get those. Got a 1.5 inch rise in the back. Plus our bus set's about 2 inches higher in the back than the front, so I got to drop on that. So now we're going to start plumbing the front end. Alright folks, this is how the water will come out of the gravity feed system. Turn it on and off with this on and off valve. It'll have several different attachments you can just put in place, whether it be the shower head, a hose hookup, things like that. An extra outgoing hose or ingoing hose can hook up to it, so I can fill it up here, or I can drain hot water out, do dishes outside, take a shower outside, etc. We'll go up top and show you how the top's plumbed. Okay, there's a manual fill up. I can fill it up with the hose there, or I can fill it up with buckets. It's all strapped down. I'm going to put another strap here on each side, It really won't move now, but I don't want any vibration while driving. This is how it comes out. It's also angled downward, get more flow. The left-hand side of that T will also have a pipe going down the opposite side of the bus for fill-up or usage. But it comes around like this, and then right there is where you go down to the on and off valve. So that's pretty much how our gravity feed system works. And it should work pretty darn well. I did it off the premise of our old solar hot water heater I made for our outdoor shower at home, except just a larger capacity. It holds about 7 gallons or so. If I do the additions, I should hold about 10. You know, there's going to be a lot of people who say, oh, you can't do nothing with 7 gallons. Well, right now we have 16 feet of black funny hose hooked up to our outdoor shower, and 2 of us can take a shower out of it. It only holds about 2 gallons, tops. But what you do, you turn on the water, you get wet, turn it off, lather up, wash your hair, turn the water back on, rinse off, and turn the water off. It conserves water, you're helping the environment, and you're saving all your hot water for the next person. So with 7 gallons, we should be able to do dishes and both of us take showers. Be conservative, people. If you're living in a school bus, remember, you're not living in a Prevost. You're not living in a big old designer bus with all the amenities. And that's not how we do things anyway. We try and keep it simple. That's the reason our bus is named Simple Life. We like to live simple, save money, and use our money for living, not cushiness. Anyway, everybody have a great day. Stay positive, and hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, and we'll be doing more soon.